With all the gloom and doom on Wall Street this week, we're getting a first forecast, a financial first forecast from a local man who reads the stars. One local high school is being thrust into the national spotlight. I'm Kathryn Larson with that story coming up. Do you ever wonder where your cool summer treat comes from? I'm Kathryn Larson in Centerline, where one local business's profits are really all about, well, just desserts, ice cream. What kind of church service do Woodward Dream Cruisers attend? The drive-in kind. I'm Kathryn Larson with that story coming up. It's not a silver lining, it's a gold lining, and the price of gold just keeps going up, up, up. We're talking with the star of Hardcore Pawn about his best advice for how you can get the most for your gold. How much is this?
$50,000.
Ah, gold. It's shiny, it's flashy, and it's expensive.
Every day lately, gold is reaching new heights. You know, with the world economy the way it is, people are looking for a safe haven. Gold's the way to go.
And when you want to know what it's worth, you talk with this man, Mr. Gold.
I was born less gold, I will die less gold. That's my children have the same last name. We didn't change it because we're in the pawn business. That is actually my real name.
And this man with the Midas touch says with today's prices, you can definitely get a good deal.
Because the price is so high, where last year you were probably receiving in loan $100 on an item, this year receiving $150.
So what are people unloading?
People normally take off their necklace, people take off their earrings, people take off their wedding bands, you know.
And speaking of wedding bands, my husband paid about $2,000 for it.
You know, $4,000 today.
$4,000? And Mr. Gold says he has a trained eye for the real deal, but says the latest con is filling gold bars with other materials.
We have a gold analyzer, which really is like an x-ray machine that tells me what the interior of the bar is. So we want to make sure that we don't get fooled. With gold at $1,600 an ounce, you don't want to get fooled.
And he's offering some real advice in this seller's market.
If I were a betting man, I would bet sell your gold now while it's over $1,600 an ounce.
It's the American pastime, high school football. I'm Kathryn Larson in Dearborn at Fordson High, where one new movie is hoping to change how Muslims are portrayed. It's a move that's inspired a movie.
We just felt it was practicing 6 to 8 hours a day in the heat with our kids fasting was not going to be something very safe.
And Fordson High's head football coach, Falad Zaban, says it's a movie you'll want to see.
I think from watching the film, I think it did a terrific job.
Fordson, faith, fasting, and football tells the true story of the school's Muslim football team, known for practicing late in the night till dawn to follow the rules of their holy month of Ramadan.
And as a Muslim and as an ex-football player myself, I thought it would be a phenomenal story to tell, mainly to use football as a way to reach fellow Americans, to tell them about who Arab Americans and Muslims really are.
That's the film's director, Rashid Ghazi. He says, well, the film's hook is football. It's all about bringing stereotypes to a head and changing them.
2001 shook things up.
First thoughts that came into my mind was, these guys, don't let them be Arabs.
We've been called an Islamic school, Hezbollah High School,
Camel Jockey. The spokespeople for Islam in the major news media tend to be Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Muhammad Gaddafi, and they don't speak for the average Arab American, or any of them for that matter. So what the idea behind the movie was to give the real people in a town like this a voice to explain who they are, what they believe in, and what they're all about.
And the film is all about voicing the concerns of the community.
We then deal with racism, challenges the school system faced in having a majority Muslim Arab community. We deal with challenges the teams faced when they fast and play football as well. So we tell a lot of social and political stories throughout the film, but at the end of the day, it ends up being a film about a rivalry game between Fordson High and Dearborn High. And that's kind of the payoff at the end, is that you get to see the game and see what happened.
For First Forecast Mornings, I'm Kathryn Larson.
News Radio 950's Kathryn Larson went on the quest for the perfect taco truck around Mexican Town.
We're talking tacos, and not just any tacos, the top tacos in the Mexican town area. I'm Kathryn Larson, and we're not exactly going club hopping, we're going taco truck hopping.
First up on this tour, El Toro, where our tour guide and translator, Saul, shows us what the bull truck is famous for. Seasoned beef tacos and pickled hot carrots with onions. Next up, where Saul translated for owners Juan and Rosa when they brought out a special homemade rice water.
It's very refreshing. It's very good, Juan. I love it. It's kind of like a milkshake, a vanilla milkshake, but a little more thirst quenching.
And after that, Juan wanted us to try their crowd favorite, the pork taco. So I had to oblige.
Let's go for it. That's really good. Excuse me. And it's our third stop on our tasty taco excursion, trying to find the top taco. We're talking here with Hector. He's the owner. Tell us a little bit about what makes your tacos so special.
Hector says his speedy taco stand, like the others, has only been here for 4 years, but they've really created quite a business.
I think what he likes about it is that he has a big parking lot that nobody's fighting over, so that's kind of why he set up here. But he has seen a rise in competition.
Hector brought out some sizzling tacos for us to try. His secret ingredient is in the onions and the beef, but they also serve some interesting other delicacies, like cow tongue.
He's replicating what is found in where the part of Mexico he's from. They use a lot of tongue, cow tongue, the head of the cow. They actually steam it. They do not to sound gross, but it's really, really good. The brain, too.
But the tour ended on a spicy note.
Is this hot?
When one of Hector's homemade jalapenos left me just a little speechless. I'm Kathryn Larson for First Forecast Mornings.
For many, the Woodward Dream Cruise is a religious experience. And when cruisers are looking for a spiritual moment, they head to drive-in church.
It's one of a kind.
We sit out either on the lawn or in the cars.
And the service at the Lutheran Cana Drive-In on Catalpa attracts the cruisers.
We have several people that come out, just driving by and so forth. We wind up probably with, 8 or 9 different cars.
That's event coordinator Terry Carlson. He says the drive-in is entering its 14th year and is as strong as ever.
We try to make it different every year, of course, and the sermons are different and the words to different songs each year.
Carlson says the auto fans are drawn to the message and the music.
He's got the Woodward Cruisers in his
That's 16-year-old Anastasia Rogers. She's part of the choir and says the cruise-themed lyrics aren't hard for her to remember.
They're pretty catchy lyrics, so it shouldn't be that tough, I don't think. I think it'll be fun and something new.
Carlson says this year the sermon is about how a car can be used as a spiritual vehicle to get closer to God.
The motor is Jesus, and the parts are the church are the congregation.
And Carlson says this drive-in is not a gimmick.
A lot of people say, well, you're just doing it because you want to have extra revenue and this sort of thing. That's not the truth. We really do not take an offering that Sunday, because we want people to come in and enjoy.
And Carlson says this is their way to include the cruising community.
People who come to the cruise and so forth and have their cars, have a place to come in on Sunday and go to church and be close to the action also.
I'm Kathryn Larson for First Forecast Mornings.